We are live. Yeah, mic is working. Hopefully, we got some desktop audio. Bam. Am I streaming on the right? No. No. Where is. Let's see. Is this channel live? Oh, it is live. All right. Yeah, it's working. Oh, must not have had a good hand. Must not have had a good hand. Happens to me too. All the time. All the time. Okay. So I've mostly closed out my wheel. I'm mostly looking for coins. I'll take the cards. Come on, come on, come on. Mm, mm, mm. There we go. I'll just drop the Mari Vault to start. That's the trick. Let's lower this desktop audio just a little. I think the decibel level is just a little high. We'll bring it down to about a negative 12 dB. I think that'll keep it from being so overwhelming. All right. Zombie deck. I got time to fuck around, so let's do this. It that heralds the end. Interesting. Cursebound Witch. So he gets to draft from that spell book. I laugh in Eldrazi at your Cursebound Witch. Ha ha ha. Let's throw down the Glaring Fleshraker for now. No attack. He'll remove it. If he's got the removal, I'm going to say it's probably going to be cut down or something. Interesting. I would have thought for sure he'd have at least a cut down or here it comes. He's targeting. So let's see what he does. Ooh, the end. He wants to get rid of all Glaring Fleshrakers. Interesting choice, but it makes sense. They can be a real pain in the ass. I don't like Glaring Fleshrakers either. Apologize for my work-related stuff. I should turn that off. Let's see. I'll save Ugin's Labyrinth for something. Nah, let's not. Let's just drop it. And I'm okay with him knowing I have the Famari Vault. I'm okay with him knowing I have the One Ring. Okay. Like, even if I lose it, it heralds the end. I'm not like, I'm not tripping about it. One life isn't going to hurt me. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and Forsaken Monument since he's really not that big of a threat to me. And I'll do this just to annoy him because any further Cursebound Witches or Shambling Ghasts will be a pain in the ass. And we'll just kind of play the long game here. A lot of times that's what you have to do when you play Eldrazi is just play the long game. I have to mute my work. Mute. There we go. That takes care of the work deal. All right, now once you mute teams, then you don't have to deal with the pop-ups anymore. No blocks. I'll take my lumps. See, what they want to do is get you to block so they can Grave Pact you. But, okay, like, that really has almost zero effect on me. I mean, it doesn't really shake me up. Like, I'm not over here shaking in my boots like, whoa, big deal. You got rid of my, it that heralds the end. Woo. Loses 2 life. It's not that big of a deal. Let's do this for the shits and giggles and to gain some life. Activate that sucker. Zalafaran Void isn't that great, but we'll take it. My biggest problem is I forget that I have specialty lands that can do things. Like I forget about my Famari Vault. I forget about Ugin's Labyrinth. A lot of times I'll have stuff in exile under Ugin's Labyrinth and I just completely forget. And, you know, I could have game-winning scenarios and totally lose track. Eldrazi's an easy deck to do that with because there's lots of functional cards that have activated abilities. Wow, I am just drawing the hell out of my land. I'll just do that for now. Create a fish token. And we'll do the 2/2 Golem, which is a 4/4. And swing away. This sometimes can be very effective. Bam. I mean, he doesn't mind losing that. And I can sacrifice a creature of my choice. And we're going to do that. I mean, he can grab the Curse-bound Witch with his Virtue, but it's not that big of a deal. All I have to do is draw one of my Ugins, and attach the player at the end. Champion keep. Oh, big deal. That ain't shit. That's nothing. Big deal. Big deal. Okay. Yeah, Fountain Port is so bad. Whoa. You destroyed a Fountain Port. This is mostly a deck you have to be very patient with. I've definitely been in situations like this before where I'm just drawing nothing but land. And there it goes. Good game. Just wipe all his stuff. So that costs 7. I'll just wipe it all. I don't mind cracking him for 7 and just... Oh, Blue Darth Vader gave up. But he didn't have a winning scenario anyway, so no biggie. Moving on, moving on. Got a whole hour of laughing in Eldrazi. And yeah, I mean, this is a deck that you can definitely get a good laugh out of. There's a lot of people that get you in what they think are gotcha moments, and they don't gotcha. So I'm not going to say this deck is perfect. It's not. I mean, it's definitely vulnerable in a lot of ways. One, it's an extremely slow deck, especially if you don't get a good draw out of the gate. This was not an ideal draw, but I'm going to make it work. Oh, big deal. Thoughtseize. Ooh. A lot of people quit when they see Thoughtseize. I don't. I also don't quit when I see Duress. I don't quit when I get a bad draw. I don't quit with Surgical Extraction. Let him do it. It's not a big deal. This deck is 101 cards with a lot of options, and he's fixing to see that when he looks through my deck. And that's fine. Let him see what's going on. Let him see what he's up against. Let him think he's got to win. It's not a big deal. I don't want the Temporal Gateway because I don't have the mana to cast it. We'll just let we'll let the mana roll through. Temporal Gateways can come up again. I've got 2 in the deck. And the way the shuffler is, Temporal Gateway almost always shows up back to back anyway. The discard I'll do is that because it's super expensive and it's not that functional. I mean, it's functional. It's a good card. But I wouldn't go so far as to say, like, let me give myself a card draw and I can do 2. Pay 1, 2, give myself a couple of drones. Those Eldrazi's are useful. I want that Chalice for later. So we'll just do the Chalice next. That'll stop all of his Hopeless Nightmares and all that stuff. Opponent discards. We'll do the Radiant Fountain because I want the Hedron Archive. It's useful. It can do a lot of stuff. So we're going to do this to stop any more one-offs, auto pay. And then do this. And that creature doesn't do anything else, so we'll do that. Auto pay. Give myself a couple of more Eldrazi's. Whoa. I love the mana. I do. Yeah, I need the mana pretty bad, so we'll do that. We'll drop Fomori Vault. If I have to cast away the Hedron on the next turn, that's fine. His discards will run out eventually. Yeah, he'll probably Field of Ruin the Fomori Vault. If he's smart, he'll go for the Eldrazi Temple. That's what you go for. Huh, really? Buried Ruin. Okay, I mean, if that's what you want to do. See, that's why you got the snow-covered wastes in there, so when they do Field of Ruin and Demolition Field, you got something. I don't care. He should have destroyed either Eldrazi Temple or Fomori Vault. I'll take the 1 damage. I don't care. Ain't hurting me none. Let's go Hedron. See, Chalice of the Void, baby. I mean, it's not the most ideal thing, but watch. We're going to go ahead and do no attack in turn. And what's going to happen is I'm going to use the Ugin to get rid of Tergrid. And I'm going to cast Chalice to get rid of something else. I mean, I don't care if he has Tergrid. Tergrid is, like, it's a cool card. It can do some pretty awesome stuff, but Immaru. And I've beaten Immaru. I've played this player a bunch of times. Yeah, they play kind of the same style all the time. I'm used to that player. Let's see. Laughing in Eldrazi. Oh, Tom the Brilliant. My name is Tom. Well, Tom, I'm Tom, and we're both brilliant. And let's do this. Ulamog is expensive, so we'll put him in exile. Uh-oh. This guy is doing a Simulacrum deck. I can tell you that right now just by looking. That's alright. I can beat Simulacrum. It's not to say I haven't been beaten by it before. Ooh, interesting. question is, he hasn't done anything yet. We'll do Flaring Fleshraker twice. Give him a little something to think about. Ooh, chainsaw. Big deal, big deal. So scared of your chainsaw. Yeah, I'm thinking this is like some kind of simulacrum deck. Ooh, I could, because these are colored artifacts. I think Ugin can get rid of them. But I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna have a little fun with this guy. I don't want him to quit right away. I mean, I might be overplaying here. I might be overconfident. But I mean, people quit so fast. Yep, it's a simulacrum deck. I know that repurposing bay. Oh yeah, affinity for artifacts. Yeah, I know what he's up to. Watch this. 2 Ugins. Sweet. It's alright, let's do this to have some fun with him. It's 3. Crack. Cancel. Crack. Let's just do 5. Be on the safe side. Boom! Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Somebody fucked up. And I'm building a simulacrum deck. Let's see. Draw 2 cards. You may discard. Okay. Each creature where X is the greatest man. Okay. Again, not really a big deal. Does not bother me. I gain some life. And I mean, I could. I'm going to do it. I'm going to bring old Ulamog out to play. Here's a mill for you. Mill and exile, which I love. Target takes 3 damage. Kaboom. Thank you, Ugin. And there we go. I mean, I like that this dude is sticking with it. A lot of people would have already quit the minute they saw Ulamog and Ugin. Well, Ugin especially, as soon as they see that, most people are just boom, they're out. But this dude said, "Nah, I'm chilling, I'm hanging." That's cool. Yeah, I mean, if you can't get it going, you can't get it going. I mean, I know when I can't get a deck going, I quit too. Every time, every time. All right. Let's queue for another one. While we queue, I'm going to hit the head, and I'll be right back. Okay, not a great opening hand, although I do like Chalice. If this person's playing a bunch of one-offs, Chalice is going to be like the shit. Kozilek's, if you have the mana, which with Eldrazi Temple I kinda do, but not really. But Kozilek's can be useful. Thran, I like for some situations. Now, Thran Temporal Gateway does not work super well with Ugin Eye of Storms, although it works great with the other Ugin. Um, so if you try to pull Ugin Eye of Storms out with Thran Temporal Gateway, you're not casting him, so his triggered ability that lets him exile target permanent doesn't work when when you cast him using Thran Temporal Gateway, because you're putting him on the battlefield, not casting him onto the battlefield, if that makes sense. Um, so Temporal Gateway for this match is going to be kind of it could be kind of a hindrance. We'll see. It might come in handy, and sometimes it doesn't hurt to bring out Ugin Eye of Storms with Thran Temporal Gateway just to gain the 3 life and draw a card, or to gain the extra three colorless mana. So honestly, it's not too bad. It's not ideal. I honestly would have been happier with something else, but ooh, and a Forsaken Monument. We can't do that yet because this only counts for one. It's not an Eldrazi, it's just an artifact. So, and it doesn't look like this guy's a one-off caster. I'm gonna tell you right now, he's probably playing something. Maybe I maybe we can see some. Ooh, yeah. See now, Ugin the Spirit Dragon goes great with Thran Temporal Gateway, and the great thing about the Temporal Gateway is people with counter spells cannot counter when you put something because you're not casting. So the language of the cards is fantastic there. It works to your advantage because the rule says that if you're putting it on the battlefield rather than casting. All right, here comes the counter spell now. Yep, here it comes. He doesn't like that, so yep. All right, so looks like this guy's going to be doing a lot of counter spells. I may not get to play. Now, if he extends too much and uses up his mana, then Thran Temporal Gateway is coming out. And then at that point, he really can't stop me from casting. I could cast Ugin Eye of Storms, Ugin the Dragon Spirit, Forsaken Monument. I mean, I can pretty much go ham. So there's really not any stopping me. That is if he overextends. If he doesn't overextend and he's smart and continues to save mana for counter spells, I'm not getting anything on the battlefield. Hmm. I'll go ahead and do it because I do want the mana. I may have to Kozilek. And what I'll do is when I Ugin Labyrinth, I'll take Eye of Storms and put Eye of Storms in exile. Okay. Good. Now I can get Temporal Gate. Oh, wait. He cast during my turn. So what he's going to do is he's going to leave mana in reserve to cast counter spells on my turn because he's not going to let me get anything on the battlefield. Well, all I can really hope for with a deck like this is to hope that he overextends and casts too big of a spell and uses up all his mana and lets me get Temporal Gateway on the battlefield. If I get Temporal Gateway on the battlefield, then we're good. But if not, then we're just going to have to concede and call it a day, and that happens. That's one of the weaknesses of this deck is stuff like yeah, he's set up to counterspell. So let's do this. Let's do that, submit, and then I want him to counter this. I just want to see. Let's exile cards from graveyard. He's not playing black, so you know what? We'll just cast it on myself. Let's see if he counters. I want him to use them out of his hand, but I also want to see if I'm right and see. Yep. What he's trying to do is hold on to mana for counter spells. Yep, and he's doing it again. He's going to hang on to mana for counter. The chances that I get anything on the battlefield at this point are pretty much zero. Um, yeah, I'm not going to get anything on the battlefield. So what I'm going to do is concede, because I'm not wasting my time getting countered all day. What he'll do is he'll leave that mythic snake or mystic snake or whatever on the battlefield and just hit me. He'll chip away at me for 2 and counter everything, and chip for 2 and counter. And there's no way he'll ever leave himself without mana. So better just to get out of a game like that and just move on. It doesn't behoove you to sit in a match where somebody's playing like that. I've got decks that are all like discard and removal, and I can tell you from experience, you can be a very annoying person, and people do concede very quickly. It's an easy way to close out your wheel if you're trying to get your dailies done, because people just get frustrated and quit. But it's really no way to play. I mean, but I'm not trying to gatekeep. Like, I'm not a gatekeeper. Like, I'm not over here saying, like, you can't play the way you want to play. I'm just saying that for me, it takes all the fun out if you're just sitting there all day, counter spell, discard, um, doing nothing but removal and not playing anything else. It really does kind of suck all the joy out of the game, because the game can be a lot more fun. Yeah, goblins are a fast deck, and this deck is slow. I'm probably not going to win this one. Yeah, with the Goblin War Chief out now, nah. Everything gains haste and is cheaper to cast. Thing to do here is Hedron Archive and pray for a land. But even then, Ugin Eye of the Storms isn't the answer here. The answer would maybe be Sire of the Seven Deaths. Nah, with Krinko out, he's going to get a bunch of goblins with haste. Yeah, I don't stand much of a chance. I could throw the One Ring down. Let's see. I've got 6 mana. I'm going to throw the One Ring down. I've been known to make comebacks off of this deck. I mean, even against something this fast, I've been known to make significant comebacks. So let's just see if by some miracle I can make a crazy comeback. But I don't think so. I've got too many expensive... let's see. Yeah, I don't know what you're thinking here. Like, best thing to do is just, there you go. I was going to say, just create your goblins. And then, I don't know why he did the Den of Bugbear. I mean, I guess maybe to get himself ready for the next turn, because he thinks I'm gonna... Does it state? Oh, is it until end of turn? Like, I can't remember if this is until the end of turn or if it's permanent. Because, like, Soulstone Sanctuary is permanent, but I don't know about Den of Bugbear. Yeah, see, this is where the problem lies. Best thing to do that again, keep the 1, and then draw again. See what I get. Now that's what I need. And I think that gives me what I need. So 3, 6, 8. Oh yeah, I've got it. So next turn, Ugin wipes the board, and most people that play a Goblin deck like this, see, he's got only 2 cards left in his hand with and Ugin will be on the board. What'll happen is I'll drop Ugin, wipe his entire board, and then he's going to quit because he's only got one card, and that one card is not going to deal 6 damage. So I'm pretty confident that this is going to end the game. So miracles do happen. I don't know. Yeah, he's doing what anybody would naturally do. He thinks that the next turn my shield will come off from the One Ring. Huh. Did you really? Okay. I don't know why you're attacking. Yeah, you might as well stop. Yeah, attacking me didn't do you any good. It's wild. It's just totally wild. I mean, I can understand attacking if you're triggering something, but wasting the attack on that, I mean, some people don't realize that the One Ring, this is a guess. I'm guessing most people don't realize the One Ring, every time you cast it, you get the shield. It's not just the one time. I don't know what they're thinking. It really is perplexing. So, Ugin -4, I believe, is good enough. That should get rid of everybody. Ba-boom. Goodbye. And he'd have to deal 4 damage with like a spell like, oh, I forget which ones are the 4. Like Boros, Charm, I think, is one. There's a few others that deal 4 damage to the player. But he's playing goblins. I doubt he's got that. He wanted to make room for other goblin cards. Okay. Ooh, but with my 2, all he has to do is hit me. Whoa, you should have hit me. I take 2 damage. He should have hit me. That was dumb. Like, the world's dumbest thing to do is... Okay, so now I have to gain 3 life. I have to. I don't have a choice. And then let's not do that for now. I think I lost. If he pulls another one out with haste, I'm toast. Because the One Ring deals 2. If he's smart, see, the last round he should have just hit me. Oop, yep, see. Now hits me, I take 4 because of the One Ring. Oh, nope, there it goes. Yep. Yep, because all he has to do is hit me once, and I don't have any replacements. And I should have cast something to give myself life. I should have just had the wherewithal to put. But, you know, I'm not perfect. I should have put the Sire of 7 Deaths down. That would have been a guaranteed 7 health if he attacked. Did I have Sire of 7 Deaths on that hand? I don't even remember. Now, I have smaller versions of this same deck. I have a 60 card that runs really well and really smooth, but I like the 101 for the mill decks. Yes, with my 60 card, I beat mill decks, but I beat them more often with 101 cards. It buys me just a little more time. Let's see, we'll just go ahead and do that. Yeah, I mean, I buy myself a little more time. Now, I've thought about making a green Eldrazi deck, so throwing a splash of green mana in, because there are some green Eldrazi's. And what I was thinking was maybe doing that with a Gaia's Blessing, and then maybe the Gaia's Blessing might... I'll get rid of Doxos here in a minute. What I want to do is mess with him a little. And see, this is what gets me killed a lot of times, is not just going in for the kill right away. Like, I think maybe it probably would have been better to Kozilek Daxos right out of the gate, but I've just noticed if you do certain things, people just quit automatically. And again, I'm guilty of this. I quit automatically when something doesn't quite go my way, or I just know there's no possibility of winning. So let's go boom, boom. We'll get rid of Daxos, blessed by the sun. And so Ulamog is super expensive, and I do like him. Paradox Engine, I mean, yeah, I could use it. Let's do this. We got plenty of land. I think I can get Ulamog out. So, because he'll be worth 9, and let's see, I'll have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh yeah, and with the Mind Stones, yeah. So by the time I get the Mind Stones both out and everything, I should have all the mana I need to cast Ulamog. And Ceaseless Hunger can really, yeah, so Ceaseless Hunger can actually super come in handy if he tries to drop that Virtue of Loyalty. So we're gonna let him do that. So we're gonna go Mind Stone, Zalafarin, and yes, I do want the Paradox Engine because then it can untap a bunch of stuff for me. So Paradox Engine, we'll take it, and we'll do this. And like I said, we're gonna let him play the Virtue. I think he'll get the Plains card on the next draw if he doesn't already have it in hand. And I have a feeling he's going to have it in hand. So we're going to let him, yep, there it is. So we're going to let him put down the Virtue, and then we're going to allow him to have some damage. It's not a big deal. Like, you got 20 health, and everybody plays so fast that they're usually playing really weak lobies because they usually have stuff to pump like Virtue and stuff like that. And a lot of their lobies have special abilities, you know, like your clerics and angels and vampires and stuff like that. They may be lobies, but they're rares or uncommons that are actually super awesome cards. That have, you know, trigger abilities or activated abilities or something like that. So, you know, it makes sense to play the lobies, you know, the low mana cost creatures that are 1/1s and 2/2s and things like that. You know, it's smart. Okay, come on. I need you to drop that Virtue of Loyalty. I need him to drop that because Ulamog is in the wings waiting to devour that. He's hungry. Ulamog has a ceaseless hunger. He'll just eat that. No attack. Oh, it was me. Guess the game must have froze. Who knows? Who knows? There's a Soul Warden. I was just talking about clerics. So he's not going to do that yet. And I don't want to throw away my Ulamog. So what I'm going to do is pass, no blocks. Pass. Let him have it. I mean, just, yeah. The thing is, sometimes you just got to let him have. Now, let's see. 2, 4, 6, 9. I can do this. Return. I'm going to do this because I still want him to play that Virtue. But now with Annihilator and Milling, I think he may just quit. I do love that mill because it's that mill plus exile. So unless he's got something that allows him to play out of exile, and look at this, I knew it. I knew. Interesting. Horn of Gondor. How many humans do you have? You're playing in a Johnny. Okay, one human cleric. This puts a white soldier, but I don't think it's considered a human soldier. Yeah, it's not considered a human soldier. So it is just soldier. Sacrifice 2. Oh, there you go. And see, that actually worked out nicely because he did have to get rid of something that he kind of needed. That ley line is in that deck for a reason. So he didn't want to get rid of the Soul Warden because he's trying to gain life, and eventually he wants this on the battlefield. I'm just letting him think that he's got time and that he can do it, and I'm going to let him feel comfortable. It's not a problem. Then again, I might just play the Ulamog just to mess with him. He is indestructible. And every attack mills. Let's do this. I just want to see what I get. I would take like anything. Karn is pretty freaking awesome. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Again, I just want to lull him into a sense of security where he throws that virtue out. Now, I'm going to grab the Cosmos Elixir because it's cheap and it's effective. And let's go with next. No attack in turn. Cosmos should give me 2 life, and let me scry. Ooh, and see, that's actually a fun card for decks like this because any of his one-offs like Soul Wardens are completely useless. Oh, I knew he'd play it. I knew he would. Go ahead. Do your little... There you go. And it's okay. I don't care if I lose Karn at this point. I mean, does it suck that I can't pull stuff from my sideboard? Yeah, so what? Who cares? I got Cosmos Elixir out, and that's a useful little handy card. Let's go Ulamog. That's what we said we were holding him for. Impassioned Order only works on his side of the battlefield, so... And there he goes. Boom. Just like that. Nothing to it, really. Nothing to it. I mean... Okay. Let's see what we get. Boom. This is going to be one that's going to be tokens, and they're going to pull out that thunder whatever creature that makes replicas of itself. So the chances that I'm going to win this are pretty slim, especially with no mana. That's going to be rough. Yeah, no mana is going to make the big difference here. Thunderbond Vanguard. I knew it was coming. Like I've seen it enough times. I know. So I don't have the mana, so this is going to be over pretty fast. I mean, there's just no way. I didn't have the mana in any kind of capacity. Same and the same thing happens with other stuff. Like this deck's weak against like that minion of the mighty. Um, so and so I have decks that deal well with stuff like that. I have decks like my black deck that could have handled that last one pretty well. Because all you need is like a cut down or something like that. Um, and same thing with like Minion of the Mighty. If you have like a black deck that's got cut down, or you have blue that can bounce, or something like that, you can really ruin their day. Those decks really win fast against decks like I'm playing that are a little bit slow to get out of the gate and rely heavily on lots of mana. So they're they can be beaten by a slow deck, but they just have to get a pretty bad draw, and so discard doesn't really bother me. I If it were me, discarding this guy's deck, I'd probably go with something cheap like it that heralds the end or Hedron. Because like there you go. Because see, these are expensive, and I'm not going to get to them quickly. And if he's smart, he has other discards. So just live with it for now. I have enough cards, and the game is partly luck. So you got to let these guys sometimes play with these discard decks. They can peter out. At some point, they have to do something else. I know this from playing discard. At a certain point, um, it starts to peter out, and decks like this one that I'm playing can come back. All right, let's make sure he can't discard Ugin by putting him in exile, and then get rid of Hedron Archive by putting it on the battlefield, and all he can do is get rid of Paradox Engine, which does it suck? Kinda. It is a useful card, but I've played without it so many times before I ever discovered that combo. And I didn't discover it. I just want to be clear on that. That's been discovered by other players. I discovered it by watching lots of YouTubers and also watching lots of other players play the combo. So, before I found out about Paradox Engine, I played the Eldrazi artifact deck without, and I'm fine. So if somebody discards it, I don't quit over that. I don't really quit over discards. Okay, so we're dealing with somebody who's going to be countering the rest of the game now. Now he's holding back for counter. Now we have to wait for him to overextend, which he probably will not do because he knows he's playing Eldrazi, and that means that he doesn't want to risk giving me an opportunity to play anything. So what he'll do, if he's smart, is he'll keep holding in reserve and wait for me to cast. So what I'm going to do is I got 5 cards to put in my hand unless I get a Reliquary Tower, and I'll just let him overextend at some point. See if he does it. I mean, I would just let the it that heralds the end. Yeah, that'd be smart. I mean, why would you waste your counter spell on it? So what he's going to do is he's going to use his blue mana on my turn to do things like opt, and then make sure that any blue that he needs to cast is always cast on my turn, and that leaves him a mana for counter spells. Forgot I had my microphone on mute. This game might go too long for me. Work is a calling, and at some point I have to go to work. So he has no counter spell. I mean, these two decks are pretty evenly matched. I think it's just going to be me running. Oh, he quit. Wow. Okay, I think that's because of Ugin. Um, yeah, I don't think he liked that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up my very first live stream. I had no viewers, no big deal. I'm doing this mostly for me. And if anybody wants to watch, then that's pretty badass. So I'm going to get out of here and get to work. And we'll stream again for an hour